In this video, we're going to give you an update on some of our favourite couples from 90 Day Fiance. Stay tuned to find out what's happened with Molly and Louise since their divorce, and why Emily and Sasha aren't happy with the producers of the show. We'll also be checking out what the latest is with Angela and Michael and their plans to have children, as well as some shocking developments with Ashley and Jay. But first, let's catch up with Anna and Mursel. Anna and Mursel connected online through their mutual love of beekeeping. However, the serious language barrier and cultural differences, plus the fact that her son Joey didn't like him at all, threatened to drive a wedge between the pair.
I'm getting there. I'm a little nervous. Maybe I'm making a bad decision. I don't know.
You think you're making a bad decision?
No, I know he's the one. I'm just nervous, I guess.
Anna is a Christian and Mursel is a Muslim, and we were glued to our screens as the cultural differences began to surface in their relationship. From small things like a dislike for American food.
Ew.
What?
What's your problem?
Very bad.
American food is bad? Turkey food is bad. Turkey food good, but American food bad?
Yes.
To bigger things like attitudes towards sex or consumption of alcohol, to huge things like, hiding the fact that your fiance has kids from your family. It really did seem like these two wouldn't last a distance.
That's messed up.
And we all thought that when Mursel packed his bags and left America to return home to his parents after being given an ultimatum to reveal everything, it looked like their relationship was over. But here's the thing, they say that love works in mysterious ways. I know a relationship dependent on Google Translate is difficult for most to understand, but unlike some of the breakups on the show, to me at least, it seemed like this was a genuine and real relationship, given just how devastated both Anna and Mursel both were. Mursel looked like he was in serious pain, and I don't know, if that was fake, the guy deserves an Oscar. But I'm kinda torn, I don't really know what I feel about Mursel. What do you think? I'm keen to hear your thoughts on this. Is the Mursel and Anna relationship the real deal, or do you think there's a chance that he's using her? Leave a comment below and let me know what you think of him. I guess one of the interesting things about Mursel is he seemed like one of the few people on the show who actually wasn't that fussed about being in America. I mean, for a start, he didn't actually want to move to the States. He wanted Anna to move to Turkey.
He wanted me to go to Turkey and live with him in Turkey, and I said I wasn't gonna leave the boys. So he had no other choice but to come here.
Now obviously, given the fact that she had kids, that was never going to happen, and there's all sorts of question marks about a man that seems so reluctant to even acknowledge his fiance's kids. But what shouldn't be overlooked is that Anna was guilty of enabling this behaviour, and she even admits that she herself lied about her kids when she was in Turkey visiting Mursel's family. She says, quote, "There was actually one time Mursel's family wanted to look at the photos on my phone and ran into a photo of Leo, which I had to say was a friend's son." It was clear that Mursel came from a deeply religious background where respect and parental approval was very important to him. But what was also quite telling was that one of the things he said after they got married in the tell-all interview when asked about his parents' relationship with Anna was,
Görseler de umurumda değil artık ya. I don't care.
That's great.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
maybe that's a sign he's changed his priorities and Anna is now his number one. I sure hope so. Anyway, the good news is that since filming's ended, Mursel is enjoying a much better relationship with all three of Anna's kids, including Joey, who refused to attend the wedding. Anna says all her boys have now accepted Mursel since he flew over to marry her with just 6 hours to go on his K1 visa, and apparently they've all grown much closer. And it also appears from the self-quarantined episodes that Mursel's English is improving. Once he's legally allowed to work, Mursel will be helping Anna with her honey business, and she's already made him a 50% owner of her company. He also intends to put to use his furniture making skills, which was his main job in Turkey, and any profit they earn will go towards having a baby, with the couple revealing plans are already underway for them to have a child using a surrogate mother. So what does the future look like for Anna and Mursel? I think it's a little early to say that they're fine, but for now at least, they seem to be a lot more stable than many of the couples. And speaking of which, Ashley and Jay. Ashley and Jay from season 6 were a dynamic on-off duo if ever there was one. Ashley welcomed Jay to the US from Jamaica, and the two couldn't keep their hands off each other. That is, until Jay was caught on a dating app just 3 days after his wedding.
I found out that Jay had made a profile for a dating app and was talking to multiple women, and even inviting them to my house.
And if that wasn't bad enough, he later admitted to cheating on his wife on other occasions too, including in the bathroom of a tattoo parlor that he worked.
I respect her, but
Clearly, I didn't respect her enough to like not be on a dating website.
The thing was, no one can claim that the warning signs weren't there from the start. It was just that Ashley seemed determined to ignore them. Ashley's best friend warned her that Jay had cheated, but rather than confront Jay, she fell out with her friend over it.
You're about to marry someone that is a cheater, can't support you and take care of you. You're really choosing a 20-year-old child, instead of mending or figuring out our friendship. Like, we've been friends for far too long, like you're like my sister.
Her attitude about Jay maybe cheating on her raised a few eyebrows, to say the least.
Maybe I don't care what Jay does when I'm not over there.
Regardless of what he had going on in the past, this girl, that girl, any girl,
What he does in Jamaica when I'm not there is not my business.
So it's like Vegas. What happens in Jamaica stays in Jamaica.
Exactly. I'm not saying that we have an open engagement or anything by any means, but I can't expect Jay to be 100% behaved over in Jamaica. It's not my business really what he's doing when I'm not there. Honestly, if Jesus came down from heaven right now and said he cheated on me, I wouldn't do anything about it.
Jay was very honest about his dad being a serial womanizer back in Jamaica, so I guess the apple didn't fall too far from the tree. Understandably, when it suddenly dawned on Ashley that Jay wasn't going to change his ways just because of a wedding ring, she filed for divorce, not once, but twice. During that period, Jay was also detained by the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency and held in a detention centre facing possible extradition back to Jamaica. However, he was subsequently released, and incredibly, the pair are now back together, with Jay saying they'd, quote, ripped up the divorce papers, and Ashley stating that she wants to, quote, leave the past in the past. Jay now says that he wants to be with Ashley forever, and that this time won't be like the last time. And as a way of proving their commitment to each other, they've started a new business venture together, selling lingerie, with plans to open a store and expand their collection in the coming months. Ashley's 2 children from previous relationships, who weren't featured on the show, are said to be happy to have Jay back in their lives, and it seems Jay also has plans for children, revealing he wants to have a child with Ashley in the future. With that said, Ashley is quite bitter about her 90-Day Fiance experience. She stated she has no plans of ever returning to the show, and she says, "I wish every day I could do a tell-all on reality TV. I think most of the population with half a brain gets it, but there's a large amount who definitely don't. Unfortunately, I am a dumbass who signed a confidentiality contract for life, and I got too much to lose." That's an interesting take, don't you think? I'm not quite sure what there is to get about a guy who repeatedly cheats on you. I think it's a bit of a stretch to blame that on reality TV. But hey, Ashley and Jay, we wish you all the best. Still to come, we'll be revealing why Emily and Sasha aren't happy with the producers at TLC, and the latest in the Angela and Michael romance, including what's happening with their plans to have a child. But first, Molly and Luis. Molly and Luis met when Molly was vacationing in the Dominican Republic. Molly was 41, Luis was 26, and closer in age to Molly's daughter Olivia, who was 17 at the time. When Luis came to the US, it became very clear that some of his behaviour wasn't quite right, especially when it came to Molly's kids.
You want to him just for love?
No marriage, no, not
just
even
for sleep
thinking.
with him, just for.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Oh my god.
If you want this with
No,
him, it's
Luis,
okay.
you're not supposed to talk about that with your stepdaughter. You don't have these conversations.
Okay.
That's not cool. Like, maybe in your country, when you're 14 and you're getting busy and it's okay, but for me, as her mother in this household, it's not okay with me.
She's a teenager, she do whatever she wants.
But despite all the lingering issues and opposition from her dad, Molly and Luis ended up getting married in secret without even her family knowing, only for Luis to pretty much immediately pack his bags and leave. Who can forget the crazy fight they had when Luis, just days after marriage, tried blaming the breakdown of the relationship on Molly's demon home.
I got here almost 3 months. What do you has means you love God here in this home?
This is nuts.
You-
But you
you
didn't
have
have a
every
problem
demon-
getting your butt right
every
up on
demon
that
around
plane and
the
coming
home.
here, did you?
Let me
You're
finish.
about to make me lose my mind. I can't deal with this.
Within 6 months of tying the knot, despite a few brief reunions, they had filed for divorce.
I'm done. He showed me who he is time and time again.
And get this, just 5 months after the divorce had been finalised, Luis had remarried, this time to a Dominican lady that Molly suspects he knew before he came to America. It leads me to believe he totally scammed me to get here on my money, she told E! News. Molly is determined to move on from her ex-husband, and she's dedicating her energy on her business and fighting for its survival during the coronavirus. She says, "When you're self-employed, you can't take a check if your business isn't making any money, and it's been very difficult to bring in sales during the pandemic. I was a little scared, but I turned my fear into focus and productivity. I'm putting in 12 to 14-hour days making masks." She's also been back on the dating scene. "I've been talking to someone, but let's face it, we're in 2020. Who knows what that really means," she says. Now that Louise is out of the picture, she's also been taking steps to rebuild her relationship with her daughter Olivia, who has since returned home. However, Molly is hoping that her brother Jess doesn't make the same mistake that she made. He's met a woman online from another country and has plans to marry her soon. Will lightning strike twice in the Hopkins family? Let's hope not. If you're enjoying this video, do me a favour, take 1 second to hit that like button to show your support and let me know that you'd like to see more videos like this. Emily and Sasha. Emily and Sasha met at a gym in Moscow, Russia. Sasha was Emily's personal trainer. Despite being married at the time to his second wife, 32-year-old Sasha refuses any suggestions that he did anything wrong or cheated on his wife with Emily. He claims they were strictly on coach-client terms at the time. Nonetheless, the couple were engaged within 8 months of officially beginning dating, with Sasha proposing to Emily in an elevator. Very romantic. Before long, they had a son together, Davidka, and when they moved back to the US, they were initially living with Emily's sister, Betsy. However, things were rocky to say the least. Betsy was definitely suspicious about Sasha and grilled him about his motives. Their relationship wasn't helped by Sasha making snide remarks about her weight and even emptying her cupboards, throwing out food he didn't approve of.
This will be your cheat meal.
My cheat meal?
Yeah, you told me you're just eating healthy food, but it is not exactly healthy.
Well, yeah, it's not healthy. You're gonna cook for me, right?
Are your mom eating this too?
No, I don't eat that.
Okay, good. I can see.
In response, Betsy claims Sasha was fat-shaming Emily's post-baby body, and in a stark admission, Emily was honest that she was conscious of the fact Sasha would be working around beautiful women, so she felt the need to compete with them for her husband's attention.
Sasha's a strict personal trainer, but I know I need to do this because when he starts to work, he's going to be around gorgeous people all day. And in the back of my head, there's always that worry, like, who's he looking at when he's out the gym?
Despite the niggling issues with family and weight, the pair got married in what seemed to be a walkway by the beach, with random people walking past throughout the ceremony. And today it appears that out of all the 90-day couples, Emily and Sasha are actually doing better than most. Emily is always gushing in her praise for her husband, frequently posting pictures on social media, and she's recently expressed her disappointment in how TLC edited footage to portray Sasha as a fitness monster. In her Instagram post, she says, quote, "For a while I was disappointed the world didn't get to meet the Sasha I know. The man I know is always thinking about how he can be a better provider for his family. He's the kind of man who will help others and expect nothing in return. I've come to terms with everything. I'll keep the real you to myself." Emily also admitted that yes, Sasha did bring a lot of baggage into their relationship, but she denied that her man had a pattern of marrying women, having kids and then moving on. Her family, in particular sister Betsy, continue to worry that Sasha will soon ditch Emily for wife number 4, but Emily isn't fazed by this. She says, quote, "Sasha just made mistakes in the past and he happened to marry those mistakes, but we're different. Our relationship is perfect." Reading between the lines, it definitely sounds like there's a bit of friction going on there with some of Sasha's ex-wives, or should I say, mistakes. Emily maintains that while she and Sasha have no plans to have another kid anytime soon, they are stronger than ever. And at the time of recording this video, Sasha has recently recovered after catching the coronavirus, and he's started a new temporary job as a UPS delivery driver while gyms are closed. Good luck to them. We wish them all the best. Angela and Michael. Viewers were introduced to Angela and Michael in season 2 of Before the 90 Days. During their early footage, the couple argued a lot and no one thought that they'd last, especially given their 24-year age difference and Nigeria being a notorious country for fraudulent marriages. During the reunion taping of The Couples Tell All, Michael even referred to Angela as his elder, which left her fuming.
"I'm not your elder. I'm not your damn Michael, you just pissed me off. Did you really say that? Did you really say that, Michael?"
Still, the couple stayed together and appeared in a second season with Angela returning to Nigeria to see if Michael was someone that she could trust. And while the trip didn't exactly go to plan at times, who can forget when Michael got a cake thrown in his face, it ended with the pair getting engaged in a traditional Nigerian ceremony. One of their main problems was the issue of kids. Given Angela's age and her inability to have more children, and Michael's desire for kids of his own, the couple pleaded with Angela's daughter Skylar to help them out by donating an egg so they can have a kid.
Can you give us your egg?
Now, I don't know about you, but for me this is all kinds of wrong. The idea of a stepdaughter and stepfather using their egg and sperm to have a baby is incredibly messed up, and fortunately Skylar agrees, flat out refusing to even consider the possibility despite her mum's requests. The issues of babies aside, Angela and Michael have overcome countless obstacles, from Michael's K1 visa denials to fallouts with Michael's friends. But despite it all, in January 2020, Angela and Michael finally married in Nigeria, meaning Michael can now apply for a K-free spousal visa in order to move to the States. And while the spousal visa has yet to be granted, the chances of approval now that they're married is much higher. So for the time being at least, it looks like Angela will have to wait just a little bit longer until she and her hubby can have some more alone time.
We had 2 weeks together and I counted 38 times.
What?
Oh my God.
In 38 times?
What do you say now?
Angela, I don't believe you.
Their relationship may have endured some obstacles, but it's clearly working for them, and I'm looking forward to seeing them when they return on season 5 of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out our other 90 Day Fiancé videos which are on screen now, and which I'll include links to in the description. And let me know your thoughts about Mursel and Anna. How do you feel about Mursel? Do you think they're going to last? Thanks for watching, catch you on the next video.